Another week has arrived, and we inch closer to the beginning of the season. Great to have all of you with us here on a Monday. And let's get going because this is the day there's no turning back. The AP poll. Last week, the coaches poll, no big deal. But the AP poll is the gold standard, and it is out. And this is what it says. Pretty tight race. Texas and Penn State vying for number one. The Longhorns prevail. And unlike the coaches poll, Ohio State is number 3. Therefore, that great 1 versus 2 matchup may have to wait to the end of the season because Ohio State will be number 3 when they host Texas in 2 weeks. And you heard me correctly. I said 2 weeks from this week. There's the rest of it. There's South Carolina, 13. Gators are 15th. Oklahoma at 18. A&M. Yeah, you're starting to notice one thing, a lot of SEC teams, that conference that isn't very deep, according to Rhett Lashley, has 10 total teams. Ole Miss at 21. Tennessee, no Nico. And Texas Tech at 23. Even money can't buy a better ranking than that. We are still in fall camp, though, and Fernando Carmona is joining us, a great offensive lineman, and many are hoping maybe the secret sauce of a big turnaround season for Sam Pittman. First of all, Fernando, thank you for joining us. We always enjoy talking to players this time of the year, and I'm sure you're probably happy to get a break from all the meetings. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Paul. Pleasure being on the show, man. Pops is a big fan, so
thank you. I know I'm not following the script here they wrote out for me, but I want to talk about your dad. Tell us about Pops, and is it true that we once talked to him here?
Yeah, you guys talked to him last season, right at the beginning of the season. He's just fallen in love with the SEC, and obviously you're the big face of the SEC network, and so he's been tuned in all year, and so he's going to be excited to see me on here.
So where is he right now?
He's back in Las Vegas.
Man, you know what? With all the things that are going on in Vegas, if we can get your dad to tune into this show, I feel like maybe we got a shot at hanging around for a while. That is fantastic news. And, I mean, everybody's talking about you with all kinds of prospective honors. But let's go back a little bit because your dad, obviously a big part of your life. Let's go back when you were a little bit younger. And when did this football thing start to enter your mind?
Yeah, so football honestly was a later part of my life. My dad was a high school coach all throughout my young upraising. So I was around, football, the locker room and all that good jazz, but I didn't start playing until my junior year of high school. I was a basketball player. I had the hoop dream, but I think about my junior year, I realized, I wasn't really a hooper and went out to the football field, fell in love, and, the rest is kind of history from there.
Listen, Fernando, I covered Charles Barkley in high school, so I'm thinking about you on the court. I mean, Barkley terrorized the poor other guy. I mean, most high school basketball players are skinny drinks of water. I mean, was there any chance to get a rebound against you in high school?
No chance for the other for the opponents, but I was a little bit skinnier back in the day. So I was a tight end starting off, and then once I got to college, I became an offensive lineman and had to put on some LBs.
That must have been fun. I mean, everybody is always trying to lose weight, but to go from a skinny basketball player to a tight end to an OL, how did you get the weight on?
Yeah, it was a real simple diet, not the best diet, but lots of Panda, lots of Ben and Jerry's, just really bad bulk. It was a bad bulk, and I think for like the past 2 years, I've been trying to, slim off some of that bad fat and turn that into muscle, and I think it's honestly been working out for me, not too bad.
You're looking pretty good, and you're on all the watch lists. So let's talk a little bit about the Razorbacks because people are always asking us, and what do we know? What's it going to be? We know Taylor Green, we know about you, we know about a couple of the other players, we know about the Bobby Petrino and some of the defensive coaches. But give us a prism into that locker room as we show an Instagram post as you are on the Outwin Trophy list. So if you get a little deeper into that list, we will know one thing: Arkansas had a good season.
It's going to be a whole different team. But like you said, we got Taylor coming back. We have a lot of new offensive linemen, wide receivers, but our offense looks explosive, man. We just had our last scrimmage Saturday, and we were firing on all cylinders. And, that second year, you could just tell Taylor's a lot more comfortable in that pocket with his reads and his decisions. So the offense is going to be humming on all cylinders, and our defense looks really good too. Flying to the ball, playing hard. They play together. And, this is a new Arkansas football team that you're going to see. And, it's not going to be like past years.
Well, I want to pick up on that because last year it was close. I remember that Oklahoma State game at the beginning of the year, and here I was watching a game at an airport, walking by TVs, and it looked like it was in the bag, and then it came apart. So, explain to all of us about the changes and about the depth, because you have to have that.
Yeah, like you said, depth is huge. And I think going into the portal this past season, we got a lot of depth. Obviously, we have our main guys on defense. We got Cam Ball, Xavier Sori, Steven Dix. Those guys are like the foundation, Larry Worth. And then we got, backups that come in to play. And, we brought in Boom from Florida. So we brought in a lot of good depth on the defensive side and the offensive side that's going to help us out in this later season. Being in the SEC, you get beat up each and every week. And so I think the way we've gotten to the portal, we got depth, we got star players out of the portal. Omega Blake, a wide receiver that's, you're going to hear a lot about this season. Our running back, Mike Washington, man, watch out for him. I mean, that guy can run the dang ball. And so we went into the portal, we got a lot of good pieces, a lot of stars, and then a lot of depth. And so I'm excited.
Fernando, I want to talk about your head coach for a second, not as the head coach, but as an offensive line coach, because he had a reputation as one of the truly best offensive line coaches in America. And, Kirby Smart can attest to that during his time at Georgia. But as the head coach, when you see him creeping over to your end of the field, take us through that. I would be pretty uptight, even though you're one of the best players in the country. He is not someone you want after you, is he?
Yeah, no, not at all. He knows his ball. He knows his offensive line. He'll jump on you, but he, like you said, he's one of the best to ever do it. And his techniques that he coaches and just kind of, the mastermind of, offensive line play, he has it down. So anytime he's around, it gets a little bit nervous, but it's great to have him over there because, you have a mastermind watching you, and just to be able to pick out his brain and what kind of steps I need to do or what I could do to win that block. And so having him there is a great help. And yeah, sometimes I do get a little bit nervous, but nerves never are a bad thing.
Let's talk about that, because we had a wide receiver on the other day, and I asked him to take us through the progressions. It's different on that line because, I mean, it's not pretty down there. Let's be honest. So, I mean, for us lay people who have no earthly idea what we're talking about when a lineman gets blown up or you keep somebody out. Usually you don't get much credit when you do your job. We only hear about you when it's not. I mean, give us a perspective of how rough it is down there.
Yeah, I found out last season that, a true SEC game in the trenches is a true war. I got beat up pretty bad at Auburn, and it's like that week in and week out. There's something different when you put on that patch, that SEC patch, and you see the opponent across you that has the SEC patch, because we're all trying to prove something to each other. And in the trenches, it's just these players are bigger, faster, stronger. And it's a true battle each and every play. And, once you're done with the game, it feels like you've been in 5 different car crashes and you could barely move. But, next week you got to go right back out there because, you got another first rounder ahead of you. So it's a true battle each and every week in this conference, but I wouldn't want it any other way.
I mean, there are some linemen that they're over there, and you might hear them as well. What is there a lot of stuff going on down there between sides?
Oh, definitely. There's a lot of smack talk going on, but that's just kind of the game inside the game. You obviously want to sometimes get in your opponent's head, get that little edge, but you got to do it the right way, obviously, and but also stay composed into your own game. But there definitely is some talking in this league, and it's fun. I love it.
Fernando, there's this cliche. It's older than me, which is hard to believe, but that there's holding on every single play. I'm not asking you to out you, but what's the fine line between doing your job legally and not?
Yeah, no, there's definitely holding each and every play, but I'm also a believer that if you're not trying to cheat, you're not trying to try. And so,
I like that, by the way.
As an offensive lineman, you got to hold, you got to tug a little bit, but you got to do it in a way where the refs don't see it. And I think all offensive linemen can attest that, it happens each and every play. It's just about if you're sneaky with it and if you're able to, get your hands inside, they won't call it.
Some guys would have come on here and said, "Oh no, we follow the rules." I mean, I got to admire you. I mean, you have to be must have a big fan club all around the state because you are a straight shooter, and I think I know where you get it from, Pops back at home.
Definitely. He taught me young, and that's just how I am.
Well, I hope we're talking to you all the way through the season because it's about time for Arkansas to get back in contention, and I think it starts with you.
Amen. Go Hogs. Hopefully you will be talking to me more. And actually no, you will be talking to me more. We got a good team, and you're gonna see this year, the Hogs are coming different.
Fernando, first time I've met you, if I didn't have to fight your dad off, I'd adopt you. But I'm okay. But you're a great young man. Thanks for dropping by. We really appreciate that. What an incredible way to start this show on a Monday. You can feel the season is around the corner. I think aren't there some games next weekend? I think we're getting close. We'll take a short break here. We have a lot to do on a Monday afternoon. Phone calls, tell you a little bit about something I did over the weekend a little bit later in the hour, and we're coming right back.
You want this, you got that, no way.